Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Forensic Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less.
Today we're going to be discussing Dungeon Fighter. I really enjoy it. It's a dexterity game. Very simple dexterity, cooperative game. Dungeon, right? We're trying to fight monsters. And we do that with this target board. It's coming apart, but I just want to lift it up a little bit. So it's a target that you have to throw dice on in order to hit monsters. So monsters are going to be on these cards, and there are modifiers on these cards that make it harder. So some monsters just let you toss it like that. It has to bounce at least once before hitting the board, and it has to land on the board. And some monsters make it so that you have to bounce off of an object first, or you have to stand further back, or use your neighbor's hand with which to bounce off, which is really, really challenging. So that's what makes the monsters harder, and they get progressively harder until you have the boss monster and you finally beat them. You are different characters, and they have different abilities, because there's 3 different colored die, so each colored die has a different ability. And you make the dungeon like this with 3 of these cards, and you go to different rooms, and you get treasures that help you. And that's the basics of the game. And you get to the final boss, and you beat him.
Let's talk simplicity versus complexity. Why don't I go first? This game is simple in scope. It's a dexterity game. You take the die, you bounce it, it lands off the board, you miss. It lands in one of these little holes, you miss. Otherwise, if it lands on one of these numbered rings, that's how many points you take off. So, it's simple in that regard. What's complex? Can I get that rule book? So the rule book, I don't know that you can see this, but let's flip to the last page here. This is pretty much, these are all the handicaps the monsters do to you versus the starting specials that you get, or the modifiers from the weapons that you can get, or just all sorts of stuff. And nowhere else is this printed. There are no handy player aids or cheat sheets. It's super complex. Everyone has 3 unique abilities. Every monster, various monsters have different abilities. All these cards and loot and such have different abilities. And so what would be a simple game becomes just bogged down in the most minute details. It should be simple, but it's more complex than it should be.
I would have to agree. Again, simple, bounce it on the board, take that many hit points off the monster, hopefully eventually kill it. But it is a little fiddly in all the components. There's a lot of components in here that you use. And so I would say it's more complex because of that. We actually printed off, BGG has these cheat sheets someone has made, and so that's what Tom just showed you of the modifiers. So I would say it's more complex. And the setup is not that easy either, because you have to do so many monsters, how hard do you want to make it, and whatever it is. So it takes a little bit to set up as well. So fairly complex in gameplay, but simple idea.
I feel like 7 minutes isn't enough to hold all my complaints about this game. So I'm just going to move right along at a luck versus strategy and say it's a luck fest. You're throwing dice. Does it land with a modifier side up, or does it land blank? I don't know. Does it hit enough and bounce off because I'm throwing a cube onto a target board? I don't know. There's some strategy in deciding where you go and what in the dungeon and what loot you're going to pick up, but it's a luck fest.
I would agree that it is luck-based, but the first time I played, we smashed because the people I was playing with were really good. So it's luck-based, but yet there is some strategy. Are you good at dexterity games, or are you not? Tom here is not good, so he doesn't care for it as much. But if you're good at it, or if you enjoy it. So I would say it's a lot of luck, even though there is some strategy. Mostly luck.
Fun versus boring. This game is boring. Why? Sounds fun. Great concept. You get to throw stuff at a board horizontally based instead of like a dartboard vertically based. It's because these shots are so difficult and impossible that everybody wants to take a million practice throws. I get tired of watching someone just have fun a whole bunch while I'm sitting here like this. It's so boring. It's so boring. There are no redeeming qualities when it comes to fun in this game.
I really enjoyed this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I think that throwing the pieces on the board and seeing if you can make it, see if you can make these outrageous throws where you have to hit it underneath your foot and onto the target board, off someone's hand, off your nose, I think it's super fun. But because of what Tom has said about practice throws, we don't do as many practice throws because it is kind of boring.
There should be no practice throws.
So we don't do practice throws, and we just go for it. And usually get tons of laughs because, like, oh my goodness, we made it off the board, or we barely missed, barely hit this edge, and so we missed. I can't believe you made that off your nose. I think it's a ton of fun.
I've never laughed at this game.
Yes, he has.
That's never happened.
Yes,
literally.
He did.
So, on the BoardGameGeek.com scale, I would definitely give this a 3. I hate this game with the passion of 1,000 fiery burning suns. But it is a game, so it doesn't just get a 1. Like, it's not completely broken. It is a game. And it doesn't get a 2 because I could be convinced to play it. Lots of times people see it, they want to play it. I'm not going to be a jerk. I'll play the game with them. I'll show them how terrible a game it is so they can know too, personally. But yeah, it's a 3. I can be convinced to play this, but I could also be convinced just to hand it to you for free at any con you see me at.
Nope. I gave it an 8. I am always willing to play this game. It's super fun. I'll never turn down a game of Dungeon Fighter. I always enjoy it. Tom is mistaken in this game. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.